Hello, here at Harts we're always trying to give you some practical advice to help you improve your business. And today I want to give you some pointers in relation to cash. The old adage is always the same: cash is king, and it always has been. Turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is always king. The cash is the lifeblood of every business. Without it, you can't pay your suppliers, your customers, your team, your staff. So you need to make sure you've got a very good handle on your cash position. There is a common misconception that if business is doing very well indeed, the cash is always there. That's not always the case, because cash can get tied up in various different ways. So let's have a look at some of these sticking points where your cash might be tied up in. It could be that your cash is tied up in debtors and your debtors' timings are too long. For instance, you're giving too much credit to your customers. So try and reduce the amount of credit that you actually give, and that will release more cash back into the business. Have a look at your debt collection procedures. Are they adequate? Are you chasing the people who owe you money quickly enough? Do you have an automated system to be able to do it? All these methods you can be used to improve your cash collection. Have a look at your stock holding. Are you holding too much stock, or do you just buy it as and when you need it? Many companies have a lot of cash tied up in stock, and if your stock turnover is too slow, then you're not going to generate enough cash to keep the business going. So see if there's any ways you can improve your stock position. Supplier payment terms. Have you managed to secure good supplier credit terms? So for instance, if you're currently only getting 30 days, have you tried to get 45 days? That way you can actually keep more cash within the business before you actually need it. Have a look at your production efficiencies. Have you worked out and mapped your processes and systems to see how long it actually takes to produce the product which you're making or the service which you're delivering? Have you tried to improve and reduce the time it takes to actually produce the goods or service that you're actually making? If you can improve your product efficiencies, that way around you can get your turnover out quicker, you raise your sales invoice quicker, and therefore you're able to get paid quicker. Another few helpful points are in relation to maybe setting credit limits for your customers, so that if they go above that credit limit, you're no longer able to serve them. That way your customers should be able to reduce the amount owing to you and therefore generate more cash in the business before you give more out. The last thing you want is for a customer to build up huge debt and then go into liquidation, owing you more money than you should have had out in the first place. Have you considered credit insurance? Yes, it can be expensive, but if you're dealing with some high-profile clients and the amounts that they are owing you is significant, it may be something that you want to consider. Make it easy for people to pay you. No longer should you be not accepting credit cards or not accepting another form of payment. There's plenty of payments systems out there for you to be able to collect your cash in. Take it any way that you can and make it easy as possible for people to pay you. And finally, and most importantly, always do a cash flow forecast. You should have a cash flow forecast at least for the next 6 months as a minimum, so you can see where the pinch points are within your cash cycle. Over the years, the clients that we've dealt with, those that do regular cash flow forecasting, not only know when the problems might come later on, but they'll also know when they have surplus cash to be able to invest back into the business. So it's always worthwhile doing a cash flow forecast. I hope that's given you just a few general ideas on why cash is always king. And if you want any help in doing any cash flow forecasts or anything else in relation to dealing with cash in your business, please feel free to get in touch. We're always here to help.